I mean, you don't have to eat all of them. By the way, you don't have to eat all of them. You just need to eat some of them. Hello. Yes! The game that Kenyana played in front of me. I remember. Doki Doki Literature Club? Moogle posted an image, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's from that one game that Kenyana played. Alright, I am going to heat up these lima beans for Kenyana, and then we will start. They aren't that bad.
It was on my toilet paper roll, sir.
Hey, that gamer ghost. No, I'm talking about lima beans. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, I was gonna go into the bathroom, and then I saw a spider on the toilet paper roll. I'm like, nope, I'm not using this one. I'm using the other one.
Understandable. Where were we last session? Because I don't remember.
I believe we left off when
Nim just talked to a cockroach.
No, yeah, actually, yeah. That's when I talked to the cockroach. About the whale.
Also, Alpha said he's probably not going to play tonight, and I asked if he wants to run the store, and then I was like hoping that he would like say something, but he didn't. So.
But I literally moved today for him.
I know. You can scream at him later. So that's what you say. No more favorites for Alpha.
So I guess he's running the store now. He's just gonna leave all of you guys, just walk away, not even say anything.
He's like no. He's just gonna poop magically into the store. That's what it is. It's basically like tag out. Aren't the boys somewhere else?
I legit don't remember where we left off.
That's when I was talking to the cockroach.
And he told you... everything about that. And then, okay, so what are you guys trying to do now?
We need to find the whale so we can talk to the
Okay,
whale.
so like, found out that the whale took Jerry, and Gilgamesh and Dojima, and I think Barry, but I'm not sure. We're all standing over there talking to Barry. I don't remember exactly what they were discussing. I think they were
Oh yeah, the boys were talking to
where the shipment was going, and we believe we found out that it was going to where the rich people live.
Yes.
And we also assumed that the whale was being controlled somehow or hype to take Jerry.
Yes. All right. I remember.
We're gonna do notes next time.
Hey, Jesus. We should definitely do notes next time.
Yep.
Who would like to start?
Yeah, I was about to say at the end of each session, always like make a note of where we left off. It's good.
We should probably meet up with the boys now.
We probably should.
Back to the other docks. Well, a couple docks over.
Yeah. Back to the dock one.
You do that.
We just catch them up on our information.
Yeah.
That's fine. Dojima, Gilgamesh, and Barry are there.
It was 8's Bay.
That's right. And 8's Bay.
Do you guys want to find the whale first, or should we go to the rich people first?
I think maybe we should head over to the docks, the rich part of the docks first.
Yeah, it might be honestly.
Yeah,
Also-
it's a very strong lead to get more people out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to track the whale at the moment anyway, so.
Since I'm not level 4 yet.
To the north docks.
Who would like
Whoever wants to stay can.
Who would like to run the survival check to see if you get to the North Docks?
You feeling good about it, Sam? Or do you want a break?
Song can do it.
You're gonna leave with your strong hand rule?
Song takes her dice in her hand and she's just like, please, fish goddess. A good roll. No!
So you're all like talking to Song, telling her that you need to be taken to the northern docks where she just came from, and she just looks across the water and points with her bird hand as if we should just go straight that way. No boat, just straight swimming.
Is it that hard to
I'm
navigate?
gonna try and do a survival check.
Do we get?
Oh my god, that's working.
Nyx agrees with Song. You should swim for it. It's gonna be a good workout. Song is hopped up on fucking caffeine right now, and she wants to get from point A to point B in the quickest motion possible.
Wait, is
Song can't swim.
it
I'm
gonna be
lonely.
like, is it gonna be that Futurama episode with Fry where they drink off?
Oh my god!
Yes.
Not the person that doesn't like getting wet and breathing.
Yeah, swimming seems like a fantastic idea.
I'm just gonna push you all three in there.
Do you do that?
Your turn.
He's gonna push us and then walk over.
Please, bring some sense into this party.
Hold on, Emily, are you actually pushing them in?
Is that an option? Don't you dare, I'll click
You
on
can
it
try.
and wrap it onto you.
Alright, what is it? Oh god.
It's gonna be a strength check.
Watch if she misses and she falls in herself.
We have to do saving throws.
Let's go.
We have to do saving throws.
Alright, Song, Tarkal, and Nyx, make another strength check to see if you can resist this push.
Not saving throw?
I'm gonna. And if I do cling on to you, like, I'm not letting go.
This is unfair.
Can I make a
This
dexterity
is
or an
unfair
athletics
for me and Song. No strength.
athletics
This is
check
biased.
Wait, do that? Philip,
Go ahead and ask again.
acrobatics. Can I make an acrobatics check to jump out of the way?
I will allow that.
It wasn't a nat 1, don't forget that.
Oh.
Damn.
So, despite her idea being the one to lead you guys through the water, you kind of gather that she was probably actually joking about it. So Veiri goes to push all three of you in to see if you guys can swim. And as she goes to do so, Song very deftly ducks over the push to make sure that she does not go in, as both Tarkal and Nyx go splashing into the water.
Fucked.
Nyx would climb out of the water and actually do a drop kick behind Harry.
Roll for attack. It's going to be an unarmed strike.
Tarkal is very unhappy in the water and he's obviously struggling.
Eight Spade reaches out to help you up.
She accepts.
Eight Spade pulls you out of the water.
What's the. Oh!
Exclamation point A space unarmed strike. $12 to hit. I don't think that's good enough, but I gotta check.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna see what's up with Matt's computer.
8.
Actually, why did I do that? I could have just poked in the back leg and walked away.
I mean, because if you're drop kicking her and it successfully hits, she's gonna get pushed into the water too.
I know.
It does not hit. You try really hard to drop kick her, and your feet are just a little too short to make contact with her chest.
You said I was doing it from the front.
Her back.
Her back.
Her back. Regardless, you unfortunately miss.
It's okay. When I miss, I just go back. I go behind Gary's knee and just poke the back of it and walk away.
You do that.
Knowing damn well she'll stumble.
Yeah, they're very stumble, yes.
I should have done both of these, but no.
Tarkal starts to just meander towards where she knows they came from.
Eitzbay grabs Tarkal's hand and like pulls her in a direction and says, "We should go this way." And starts leading the group, since none of you can do it.
Okay.
I'm back.
I was
Matt's
gonna say,
computer
hey.
crashed.
I was gonna say, hey, Barry should do it.
Nope.
Watch her fail.
Is that a bet?
It's a bed.
Hey!
I want to see. But she's gonna be going by herself.
Woo!
We have the same score.
Brother.
Veiri agrees with Eitzbay. We should go this way instead. And they just kind of, all three of you, lead the group to the northern docks.
During the walk, I jump on Barry's shoulder, just soaking wet, and just sits there.
Yeah, you're dripping water on her shoulder, so it's just like one shoulder out of the both that is now wet. This is, the northern docks is definitely different than the rest of town. A lot of the boats here are just large houseboats or yachts. They're not exactly dingy, not well kept. Most of them are pretty extravagant, large. This is a more regal and royal place of the city, almost like a floating city.
Are we dry by the time we get there?
By the time you get there, yes. But,
Are people awake finally?
yes, but they're not mulling about. Rich people don't go outside.
That's fair.
Let me see. It almost looks like you took like one ass bite.
Next would look around at all the houses and the boats and like, we need a perfect boat. But at the same time, the folding boat's okay.
It's pretty nice. This could be one of those places that you could procure a boat some way, somehow.
Did we have to go off the shore?
Hey, G's Gaming. Off the shore where? What do you mean?
Like to go to the area where the shipment was going? Or is it just over here somewhere?
You have the address written down. You are just currently like standing at like the entrance to the northern harbor where all the docks start. You have not actually gone to the area that the shipment is labeled as.
Is it obvious where it's at?
There's a type of organizational system to the docks. Letters in front, followed by numbers. So there'll be like a block of docks that are A, 1 through like 10, and then it'll go to B, 1 through 10, and so on. The address that you have listed is C3.
Tarpon moves off of that.
So there are signs, because since this is a higher end of the city, you would much rather have it labeled nice and organized. So it's pretty easy to follow the signs and the arrows. And you eventually arrive to the sea dock block of this northern harbor. And there are currently 10 docks, and the third one is labeled as the third one. There is a one boat moored against C3, and it is a large, almost as long as the entire dock itself. One story, wooden structure, and it smells fucking delicious right now. It smells just like fresh baked bread.
I look for signs. Other than the C3, like a name or something.
So there are a couple signs. One of them says the Muffin Man, and then another one says fresh bread.
We found the Muffin Man, guys.
Dang, no one wants to talk today.
I think so. He's back.
What are you doing, Moogle?
I said Song is already in the store.
There are like a few different doors that you can walk through, but you kind of approximate which door is the main entrance, and you kind of open it, following your nose for some of that fresh baked fucking bread going on right now.
Tarkal follows closely behind her because she recognizes we're in a nicer area right now, so Song can't be as Song as usual.
You should also probably watch her to make sure she doesn't try to kill the baker.
It means you become a troubled child when you see shiny things.
So when you walk in, you are invited by this large open floor plan of glass display cases that all have individual pieces of bread. Not loaves, just like one slice of bread in a glass display case with gold trim around the glass. and a couple people working behind the counter who the second when you walk in, they kind of look up at you and they greet you with a pretty standard hello.
I just do like a nice little like, hi, do you see anything you want? And that's just song.
The song is looking over the bread. What kind of bread we got?
Very fancy bread. A lot of the actual slices themselves are thick, and there's a few different options. There's a whole bunch of variety. They carry 50 different varieties of bread, so you can roll a d50 to find out which one you kind of inspect.
Are these the same loaves of bread that were put in with the slaves?
No. So the first piece that you're looking at is a lemon poppy seed bread slice.
Oh god.
It's probably
I
very sweet.
Even though that sounds really lovely, Song wants to know if maybe there's banana nut.
Roll perception.
Don't tell. I was about to say if it was high.
It might be best to try to communicate to Tarkal what you want, and maybe Tarkal could ask, because right now, lemon poppy seed seems to be the only thing that you're finding.
So Song takes out her paper and she draws a banana and a piece of bread. And yeah, a nut.
Hey, sir.
With an acorn, but she doesn't know what kind of nut it would be.
Tarkal looks at it. Banana, bread, nut. Okay, give me a second. I walk up to one of the associates and I say, do you guys have banana nut bread?
They look at you. Kind of low tier for this type of area, but we do have a couple slices lying around.
It's for the child. How many slices do you want, Song?
Did I actually do it?
Holds up 4 fingers.
How many slices did they say they have left?
A couple.
We'll
We'll
take
take
whatever.
whatever you want.
Okay. So, one of the female attendants who's behind the counter walks out onto the main display case area, and she walks over to two separate display cases, and she gets out 2 thickums slices of banana nut bread. She puts it on like a plate and then hands it to Tarkal, and then holds her hand out, and she says, 2 gold pieces.
Oh shit. There's like each slice called 1 gold piece.
Yeah.
Song is preparing to get the gold, but as she's doing it, she has a thought in her mind. She takes the piece of paper and she adds to it. She adds.
She's going to type it because, yeah, the spelling. They kind of look at the paper, and it takes her a second to figure out what you're asking, but it finally clicks. Their best bread that they can serve is watermelon bread. That's their specialty.
Don't let Song have it. She's gonna spit fucking piss at us.
Okay. Song just looks at him and like her jaw drops. She's amazed at the sound of watermelon bread. She says,
Each slice of watermelon bread is 3 gold pieces.
Nick will pay for that.
Okay.
They don't sell loaves, they only sell slices.
So, Song hands the money over for the banana nut, and I guess that's it good for watermelon? Okay. So I hand over 2 pieces of
Okay. And then Nyx is paying for the watermelon.
6, because I want 2 pieces of it.
Okay. So she hands Nyx 2 pieces of the watermelon bread. And then she gives Song her 2 pieces of banana nut bread. She also gives Veyri 4 pieces of the lemon bread.
Tarkal looks over to Ixbay and asks him, does he want anything?
He looks back at you and goes, "Do you want anything?"
I know what I want, Ixbay. What do you want?
I want to type this.
I'm kind of curious as to what Dojima would want in this store. We're in a bakery, Matt, and they sell slices of bread.
I'm assuming Dojima would want something that's like high class.
They might have, like, coffee. Kind of bread. That makes sense.
Make sure you put whatever slices of bread you got into your inventory with those effects, because I'm going to forget them.
I literally forgot. I mixed up Dojima and Gilgamesh's name just then.
Gilgamesh is not with you guys. He has disappeared. While you were walking to the northern harbor, he just vanished. He slipped away from y'all. None of you noticed.
It's because Dojima sounds like a road name. And Gilgamesh sounds like a paladin name.
I am going to go put my ice cream away, and then I will be back. You guys got the point. You guys understood what I meant.
No, that's because I understand you.
Alright, so everyone should have had those to their inventory.
Well, I'm trying to order for Tarkal and Ixbay.
Okay, what do you want, Tarkal?
No, it's all the extravagant bread that she kind of just is like. Do you guys have something that's like a croissant or something? Or chocolate?
We serve just bread, slices of bread.
Well, yeah.
No croissant.
Something that's just buttery and
No.
or something that's chocolate on it.
We have chocolate bread.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's got chocolate chips in it. It's like a muffin.
What is the bread? Chocolate?
Yes.
Tarkal has a face of disdain. I guess
Alright, Google is back.
So you're gonna buy watermelon bread, their specialty.
I don't have much of a choice.
How much do you want to buy?
Kate Spade, do you want some?
Yes, I want one.
Tarkal gets 2 watermelon breads and makes 8 Spade pay for it.
Okay, 8 hands the lovely woman 6 gold pieces, and she hands Tarkal 2 slices of watermelon bread.
She puts one in her inventory and hands the other to 8 Spade.
8 puts his in his backpack as well, because no sense in eating it now.
It would be out of character for Tarkal to ask for dojo because Tarkal doesn't like dojo.
Does Matt want any bread? All right. Does it? Okay. Does
Or something, don't mind, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna see if it works. Okay.
okay? I don't know.
No, I'm testing to see if I was doing something wrong when casting Wild Shape.
Oh, all right. So the address for the bread shipment where you have smuggled the gnomes to has been listed as this address. Does anyone want to do anything?
After everyone's done with their transactions, Tarkal goes ahead and asks, is there someone in charge here?
Not that you did anything wrong, but
We just have some questions. That was actually why the bread was sliced.
Well, the person in charge here is the guy who's in charge of the entire business. His name is the Muffin Man.
Is the Muffin Man here for us to speak with him?
I mean, he's kind of in the back right now, doing his thing, making bread. I might be able to go get him.
Can you do that, please?
She just kind of turns and walks away from you to the back. You guys are kind of sitting there. It gets a little awkward because it's been a little long. Like it feels unnecessarily long.
Tarkal looks around. Have I become Karen?
You might have just become Karen. You might have taken her place. How sad.
Instant depression.
After some time, a man with a hat that is so tall it hits the top of the door jamb that he walks out of and then springs back up, comes out into the room, and he looks at you and he goes, "Yes."
Were you expecting a shipment today?
Of what?
Bread?
I make all of my bread here. I don't need anyone to give me some low quality ingredient.
Tarkal nods. Well, do you accept any other kind of shipments here by chance?
No. I make all of my shit in-house. I don't take anyone else's.
Have you noticed any kind of weird movement on your dock these days?
No.
So you aren't expecting little dwarves to come here?
They're gnomes. They're gnomes.
No, sorry, wrong race.
There's a huge difference.
there is a huge difference.
Tarkal is the racist one.
Potentially, she just.
The
The
gag
gag
is
is I'm
As you can see, my staff is consisting of mostly humans, so no, I didn't expect any gnomes.
Tarkal nods. She looks at his hat, remembers how it pointed and smiles. And then she thinks again. Does anybody else have any other questions? better question. Who has the emeralds?
I think Dojima does.
Yeah, I don't know if he's standing there like a cardboard cutout at the moment.
Tarkal goes over to Dojima and grabs the emeralds, just assuming he's gonna work with her right now. And she like hands it to him, and she's like, "Is this something? Does this look familiar? Or the shipment information?"
Well, this is certainly my address, but it's not something that I ordered.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna help, boy. I'm gonna do it.
I would transform him. That would be a very bad time to do it since we're in a very place where I'm seeing.
He seems to be pretty genuine about it. He's not lying. That is his address. He did not sign off on any type of shipment like that coming to this address.
Thank you, sir. We just have a whole situation at the dock over there. We just really wanted to check up on everything and just see what was going on, because there were gnomes found in your shipment. Well, it's not your shipment. There was gnomes found in your shipment, and it seemed off.
It definitely seems off, but no gnomes here. You can take a look around if you'd like.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muffin Man.
That's right, Mr. Muffin Man.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Tarkal blushes a little bit.
Are you gonna question him? The intimidating one?
I don't... He was being genuine. You can try to intimidate him if you want, but I don't know if that's gonna...
Did any of the other workers have anything to do with it?
You could ask.
Tarkal looks around and just sees if anybody seems like suspicious.
Make a perception check.
Next, we'll be looking around too, so we might want to do it with advantage.
Okay. So Tarkal can make hers with advantage. You didn't even roll.
Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Haha, it worked out in my favor.
I'll delete it. You just go roll.
She just pulled me the wrong spot.
That's what I mean. I rolled in the wrong spot.
I got it. You go roll elsewhere. $20. Okay. So, in the corner, behind the counter, there is a human male, white skin, black hair, golden eyes, and he is sweating profusely, but he is nowhere near an oven, and it is not that hot in here.
Next would say you in the back.
I'm busy doing something right now. What do you need?
We just need to ask you to see what kind of work you're doing in
Oh.
the back.
I'm just kneading bread. I'm just, kind of punching it. And he just kind of like punches the counter a little bit, kneading some bread.
But you're getting your sweat in your bread, sir.
Oh, yeah, it's secret ingredient.
And she would look up at the Muffin Man. Are you sure that's what the secret ingredient in your bread is? She points at the sweat that's going into your bread.
Steven, you might need to go home, man. You might be sick or something. You don't look too good over there.
Next would nudge at Mary heavily.
Remember that.
Go towards the back door.
Is there a back door?
There's many front doors. There's only one back door that goes to the back. So... Alright, so Veri is now blocking the back door, kind of subtly. There are 4 other front doors. And he's just kind of still kneading dough behind the counter.
Song taking Vary's cue goes to one of the doors on the outside and places the movable rod in front of it and pushes the button that goes blocks another one.
Nix would continue questioning him and looking at him dead on, just not letting go.
Okay, what are you asking him?
Sorry about that.
You are okay?
So, she would look at him and ask him, do other lines of work besides baking?
No, this is my full-time job. I do this 5 days a week.
Oh, and what do you do with your time off?
Go home, sleep. There's lots of sleep. I sleep a lot.
So you don't know anything about gnomes, do you?
Nope. They look like you, right? I think that's as far as my knowledge goes on gnomes.
So you don't know anything about deep rock gnomes?
Nope.
Next can clearly see that he is starting to get more and more uncomfortable with the deeper the questions go.
Yes, it's pretty fucking visible.
Say, could you bring Steven up to the front? Muffin Man?
I don't understand your line of questioning, but yes, he seems to be not in the right of mind right now. Maybe he's sick or something. Steven, come up here. So Steven kind of walks very slowly around the edge of the counter, kind of coming to between you and the Muffin Man. He is avoiding eye contact, kind of looking down, kicking his feet.
So, or did you just cover yourself up in flour to cover up some smudges of dirt on you?
No, this is my job. I'm just kneading bread.
Hold out your hand.
Okay, he holds out his hand.
I'm gonna do a perception check.
Did we agree that there may be an actual tie between the
But,
story,
come on.
or are we just going off of the horror thing?
Nix would flip over his hands and, like, analyzes them.
So you kind of look at them. Right now they're kind of covered in flour. There's really no dirt going on with them. But they are rough to the touch, which is unusual for a baker, as though bakers use their hands, it's not heavy physical labor.
Yeah, maybe their hands would be soft from oils and other things.
So this is more like a fisherman's hands or someone who works on the docks more than usual.
Nix would look up at the baker and said, "Are you sure this is your only job?"
Yeah, this is what I do all day.
Tarkal cuts in. Were you expecting any visitors today?
Well, I mean customers. Yeah.
No, I think she means not customers.
Well, I was just expecting customers today.
You
No
were
friends?
Oh, me again?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Sorry, that was my bad.
No friends or no potential deliveries? And what was for this address?
No, no, of course not. I'm not the business owner. I can't just have things delivered here.
You work a late shift, don't you?
Yeah, you can roll insight. I work morning shift. We come in pretty early. That's why I sleep all day. Everything's got to be freshly baked in the morning. He is clearly lying, Tarkal, but you just don't know which part of it is the lie. Whether this is his only job, if he was expecting anyone as a friend coming in today, if he was the one who signed off on the shipment, you don't know. Something is a lie.
What about my inside check?
Go for it.
It's already been.
No, I rolled with Tarkal.
Oh, shit, okay, I see. So, this is his only job. He was the one who signed off on the shipment. He was expecting the shipment to get here today. And that's about as much as you can tell.
Nix would look at the Muffin Man and ask what type of ink he uses to sign off on papers.
Just regular black ink.
And what was signed off with the shipment papers.
Blue ink.
Steven, do you use blue ink to write off the papers that you write?
No.
Then how come she takes the address from her call? Then how come
Is it what is it? Is it
the sign off is with you?
What do I see when I look at it again?
I mean, I've never seen that before in my life, so I can't. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Does it say the muffin?
The signature on it?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's chicken scratch. You can really make out 2 M's, and that's about it.
Dojima, you want to take over?
Can I try charm person to get him on our side?
Steven or the Muffin Man?
Steven, I don't think the Muffin Man has anything to do with this.
You're... What?
Get him to start talking to us.
I guess?
I was just going to say use Dojima.
Right now, you have arrived at a large bread slice bakery. You are currently questioning one of the Muffin Man's employees, Steven, who is very nervous and has clearly lied multiple times now about what's going on. Though the Muffin Man probably has nothing to do with this, Steven probably does.
Hold on.
Am I blocking the doors from the inside or the outside?
You put the movable rod on the outside of the doors because they open outward on the one set, and then you're standing on the inside of the other set. So you've got 2 doors effectively blocked. Very still has the back door effectively blocked. There are only 2 doors that are currently not blocked. Wait, I think Tarkal. Yeah, Tarkal told Dojima and 8 Bay. So all the doors are effectively blocked unless Dojima moves.
I'm fine switching out with Dojima. Tarkal notices Dojima wants some pieces, so she goes to the other door so he could come up to ask him some questions.
Okay. So Dojima is effectively free to move now.
Is there like a back room in this place, or is it just like one straight room?
It is one straight room other than the back room that Vary is currently in front of. And in the back room is pretty much just all their kitchen equipment for the most part, like their ovens.
I'm trying to think. So, like he signed off on it then and all that.
Yeah, so right now you've found out that he was lying about this being his only job, and whether or not he was the one who signed off on the invoice for the shipment of bread to come here. So he's lied twice now. He's very clearly involved, but he is not willing to admit it.
Does the invoice say how much shipment, like how much crates were supposed to be in the shipment?
There were going to be 15 crates in total. Only 6 of the crates had gnomes in them.
Alright, I'm gonna ask him if he knows exactly how many crates he was supposed to get in like in the shipment that he wrote off on and what was in them.
What? I didn't write off on any shipment. I didn't know that.
For it, so you should have known what was what you're signing for.
I didn't sign for anything. That's not my signature. On the invoice is the Muffin Man's signature. It's a very chicken scratch signature, but it is not Steven's.
Can I ask him like why would they need full already made loaves of bread if they're making bread here?
Are you asking Steven or the Muffin Man?
Either one.
We already. I think it should be towards Steven, because the Muffin Man was like, I would never do such a thing.
So the Muffin Man does not use anyone else's ingredients. He makes his from scratch. So it's very obvious a weird thing that bread would be ordered here in the first place. And so Steven, sweating very nervously, it kind of like nods his head and it goes, well, my boss did explain earlier that we don't need bread here. We make all of ours from scratch. So I don't know why.
If you're making the bread here, why would your boss sign off to have bread shipped to the store if he clearly does not want that? That'd be a waste of his money to bring in products that he is never going to use.
I don't know, man. I don't make the choices around here. The boss man does. That's his signature. So clearly he was the one who did it.
So I'm kind of curious about this invoice.
Yes.
She would like to see it. She's reaching out. She says invoice.
Nyx would turn around and put it behind her back and hand it to Song.
Song's looking at it. She's studying it. She takes her other piece of paper that she's been writing on today, and she writes a note to her.
Okay.
Tarkal reads the note, and she looks at Song and says, I was just thinking the same thing. Do you have a blank piece of paper?
Song passes one of her papers to Tarkal and a pen.
Okay. Who you?
Tarkal quickly walks over and is like, we could probably resolve this if we just get signatures from both of them.
Okay. Who are you asking for first?
Let's do the Muffin Man first, and then Steven.
Okay.
Song points at Steven frantically.
Maybe.
We can do
Trust
we
Song.
can do Steven first song.
Song is a master of forgery. Trust Song. Trust Song.
Tarkwa notices songs and enthusiasm, so she immediately just goes to Steven because usually song is right.
Okay. No, what do you mean? What am I doing, Kenyatta?
There's a lot of movement going on at his table. Whoa.
Okay, so he he takes the pen and he tries to sign his name. You can tell this is not something that he is used to, and it's a very chicken scratch signature. As hard as he tries to make this not look like a chicken scratch signature, it looks terrible.
Tarkwa looks at this and then looks at him and then looks at it again and then looks at him again.
I never went to school. This is the best I can do. I don't know how to write. He's lying.
Tarkwa really wants to give the Muffin Man signature, but she's made up her mind. She still hands the paper to the Muffin Man.
Okay. So, the Muffin Man, coming from this area, this is where he was born, has a very regal and fine signature. Like this has been honed and crafted over 40 years of lifespan. It's a very beautiful signature. It's like the SpongeBob episode where he wrote the. It looks like the T, but it's every single letter.
Tarkwa is pleased. That was the main reason she wanted his signature. She goes over the song and shows it to her.
Did I actually press the button?
Yeah.
Song is stuck in this paper. So since Song is like a master at forgery, what would I roll to determine whether or not this is legit? Because
It's going to be investigation, but you're going to do it with advantage because of your heritage. You can throw them away.
Input the fitness point 6.
Nat 20. So, it does not take a genius to understand that Steven's signature is terrible looking and that the invoice signature matches Steven's handwriting almost perfectly. As much as he's tried to alter it, you can see right through that bullshit. There is just no way that the Muffin Man would take and sign an invoice like this with some chicken scratch signature. It's pretty damn obvious who's the one lying here.
Song jerks her head up and looks at him. She points at him. She goes,
That's what I thought. I thought she would get angry about it.
He kind of jumps a little bit because he was not expecting that noise and goes, I don't know what that means. Someone tell me what that means.
That means you're busted.
But, bullshit. I'm not busted. You're the one who's busted.
maybe somebody should explain the expertise here.
Well, he starts booking it for one of the doors. He is,
They're all blocked.
yeah, he's gonna try to get by someone. He's gonna choose the back door, Vary. So, Emily, I need you to make a wonderful. I'll give you the choice. How do you want to try to block him from going through the door?
Please don't cut him. We need him alive.
Well, I mean, like, do you just want to push him or trip him
He
because
really didn't go to the empty door,
no, they're all
If we
blocked.
get hold of him, I can
but
just
he
grapple
doesn't
him.
know one of them's blocked.
I want to see what type of. Emily, how do you want to block him?
No, I'll try to grapple.
Okay, you're trying to grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay, make a strength check.
Because I have a grappling pin I can do.
Shit.
Damn! Well, there's a chance he might not beat that, so. Well, good news, he beat it, so. He books it right around Veyri, and the back door swings wide open. He is currently running through the back kitchen. Matt, you can attempt to catch him if you would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Try to use my grappling pin that I have.
Okay.
Tarkal leads Eightspay outside and has him go to one side, and she is on one side of the boat, so that pretty much when he gets outside, he has to run into one of them.
This is what action, and then I'm typing.
You can use your action to try to pin a creature grappled by you
Take-
by making another grab if you succeed. Okay, so you just need to attempt to grapple him. So that's going to be a strength check versus his strength, which should be pretty easy for you. $13. Okay, so he has to beat a 13. Ooh. You rolled a nat 20. Oof. So as he's running through the back kitchen, you're bounding behind him trying to catch up to him. You lunge out in an attempt to grapple him, and you unfortunately hit one of the metal islands that is between you and him. You are kind of tall, and it's kind of low. It was not exactly in your eyesight as you're trying to do it. So you stop dead in your tracks as he busts out the back door. Kenyana, which side of the dock were you on? Are you on the far end, or are you on the closer end?
I'm on the closer end, so worst come to worst, if he comes at me, he's going towards the dock and not towards a place where he can get out easily.
So that means he's going to come busting out the back door, come around the side of the building onto the far end of the dock where Eightspay is, because you have positioned us. And Eightspay gets a 4. Ooh!
Towards the opening,
The back door is on the far side of the dock.
so it's towards the crowd. It's not towards the end of the dock.
The back door
It's towards
is at the end of the dock.
That's where Tarkal is.
No, that's the far side. You said you were on the close side.
I said I'm on the side to where if he's running towards me, he's going to be running towards ocean. Either way, Tarkal doesn't win, but still.
Doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. Tarkal is bait because he's going to try to, of course, go towards this weak little girl. So whichever side is towards the ocean is the side that Tarkal is standing on. Is this boat not docked on a dock?
Yes. He's
So,
come out the
dock.
back door, which is at the far end of the dock.
It's towards the land?
No.
The back door is towards the ocean.
He came around. He's on the dock, running toward the land. You said that one of you were going to be here and the other person was going to be here at either end. So he runs into Eightspay first because Eightspay is on the far end of the dock.
So I'm not standing by the door.
No, you're on the side closest to land.
No, Tarkal is on the side closest to the water.
So the far end of the dock.
Yeah, I said she's towards the water, so he's running towards water, not towards a big open field for him to get out towards.
So if I ask you if you're on the far end of the dock, you should say yes.
I don't know what that means. That's
The-
why I said I'm on the end toward where he's going to run to a dead end. I said he's running towards a dead end.
Then you need to roll a strength check.
Goodness, you never listen to him.
One. 11. So he pushes Tarkal down onto the dock, bounding by her. Does anyone want to come outside before he gets to 8's Bay?
Song is chasing behind.
Okay.
She'd like to crack open her oil of slipperiness and toss it at him.
Okay. That's a good question.
Roll dexterity.
Boop, boop, boop.
Well, I'm tossing it in front of him, not at him.
Make a dexterity check to see where exactly you can throw it. Okay, so you throw it down in front of him, and it hits the dock, and it spills out.
So that creates a grease trap.
Yes. Which requires a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC on that dexterity saving throw? It does not say. I don't see it. So we'll just see how well he does on his dexterity saving throw. He unfortunately got a 15. It slips him up a little bit. He's kind of slipping and sliding, but he kind of just stops moving and uses it as a way to kind of ski across the dock, basically. He's going to run into 8's Bay. 8's Bay is going to attempt to grapple him. This guy is a lot more slippery than I thought he was going to be. His D20 rolls are pretty fucking good. He got a fucking 11. God damn, dude. Holy shit.
Tarkal yells, the unmovable rod. Move it.
You can do that if you want, Song, because as 8's Bay tries to lunge out to grab him, he fucking, what's that word? Stiff arms 8's Bay in the face and pushes him out of the way. A few more feet and he will hit dry land.
Song's running back to grab the movable rod.
Okay, you can grab the movable rod. Does anyone else want to try to do anything?
Nix is gonna, sadly she's gonna use her last wild shape today and go into a dire wolf and chase him down and go to bite his leg.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
I can simulate an earthquake.
I mean, I can go into the gravity if it's metal form.
Right after Nix does that, Tarkal's going to use her one, like that one. I don't know how to say it. But the one that's unique to Typhon.
It's an unarmed thing, right?
I think the wolf has an actual attack for bite.
Or does Typhon like attack dire wolf bite?
Hold on. Because it's not going to pop up for you because you're not considered a dire wolf. So you have to have the actual dire wolf stat block. His bite attack is +5 to hit. So you're going to roll a d20 and add 5.
What if Why did I have to automatically grapple him?
What else were you gonna do?
I wasn't gonna. Why would Tarkal weakling grapple him?
What else are you gonna do?
I literally have a class ability where I could like throw someone off.
Me?
No. Kenyana's asking why she would try to grapple him. Okay, so as a direwolf, it's pretty damn easy to catch up to him. So you manage to catch up to him in a couple strides versus his few dozen. And you fucking sink your teeth straight into his leg, and he falls face first into the ground.
I start running.
Okay, that's pretty easy for you to do considering his position. He's crawling at the ground, screaming, trying to get away. He's in pain because your teeth are in his fucking flesh. But he is moving backwards as you are dragging him.
She walks back toward everybody and kind of just sits there holding his leg in her mouth and just looks at them.
He's trying to kick, but he's not got a lot of power behind it, trying to get away from you as everyone is just kind of crowding around him now.
That didn't seem very not involved with you.
I don't know what you guys want. I'm just trying to leave. Leave me alone. This hurts. Your dog bit me. I'm gonna sue you all. Every one of you.
It says,
Jesus Christ.
we literally like chopped off his leg. Such a nice thing, dude.
Are you saying that out loud?
I kind of say it, but I make it seem like a joke.
That's clearly not a joke. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put him in shackles.
Okay, you do that. It's pretty easy. He's just still like lying on his stomach on the dock, face down, bleeding from the bite wound in his leg.
Are we gonna heal this one?
It's not a life serious injury. It's just bleeding a little bit.
It's more reciprocal because it went right to the ankle.
Yeah.
So you still also
Solid tears off a piece of his shirt and wraps it around his leg, so it kind of binds the wound.
What are those things called that show your stomach? What are those shirts called that show your stomach?
Crop top.
Yeah. So you rip his shirt off, leaving a crop top on him, basically, and then use the section that you've torn off to wrap his leg.
Are you ready?
Oh, of his ankle. Knowing that he can't run anymore.
She would de-transform and kind of just spit out the blood that was left in her mouth.
Okay. You do that.
Are you ready to tell the truth, Steve?
I'm not telling the truth to any of you.
So do not be prepared to
Oh,
your delightful explanation.
Who would like to choose heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. Tails is even.
even.
Okay. A crossbow bolt hits the dock right beside his head with a giant fucking thud and just stops. It was very clearly aimed for him, but whomever just shot that has missed.
I try to figure out where it came from.
Same.
Make a perception check with advantage, Tarkal.
I grabbed the change of the manacles that was holding him and pretty much slide him down the alleyway of the dock so he's out of the way.
Okay, so you kind of push him into cover so that he can't be shot again.
I go over to where
I did it again!
to where Steven's at and kind of just babysit him just in case someone goes over
On
behind.
that perception check.
I got the same thing, so.
Okay, so there is a nearby rooftop with a just slight glint of a piece of metal in the sun of the afternoon.
Face
Face
and
and
omelet.
To do what?
Check it out. Get an eye on person. Isn't omelet literally?
Yeah, good at that.
So can we not get omelet to do that for us?
I wanted clarification on what you were going to try to get Omelet to do.
Find the person that just tried to shoot our lips.
Okay.
No, we're trying to get Omelet to make us.
Yeah, Omelet finds her alright. So you can see Omelet take off from 8 Space Shoulder and then kind of flying in a circle over the general area. And the circle kind of moves.
Where is the circle said moving to?
Northwest.
Our house gets shot.
Tarkal immediately starts following omelet. And of
Of
course,
course, 8 space comes because he makes us stay kind of close to omelet.
Yeah, within 100 feet.
Song is close behind.
Does anyone else want to follow?
I'm
I
staying
follow.
with Steve again.
Okay, Nyx is staying with Steven. Vary, what are you doing?
I'll stay with Steve.
Okay. So currently, 3 of you, 4 of us, I'm sorry, I gotta include me in that. 4 of us are following after Omelet, who is currently circling.
Wow, this silence is breaking my ears.
It's gonna be a D10. I gotta type in the D10s.
I got a bowl of ice cream, so I'm eating it.
You're good, I was just thinking.
Omelet really did come in handy.
I found this cool site today that has this app that I downloaded because I was just curious about it. That it's like a bunch of filler noise and sounds for DnD.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I usually have soundtracks playing, but I'm live streaming, so I can't play
but
music.
It's called Sirenscape. You play it to like actually add to the session. Like there's talking NPC in it. There's like dungeon noises. There's some music in it too. So.
Is there a way to play sound so that we hear it, but they don't? I know that Charlie's podcast does that.
Who would like to be the one that rolls the D10?
I want to go.
Go for it.
Okay.
Ugh. So, though you guys are running as fast as you can behind Omelet, eventually Omelet stops and starts circling in one area, and when you catch up, she lands back on 8 Space Shoulder with no sense of where this person has come. She has lost the trail, and you guys are now in the middle of Aquarin with nowhere else to go.
Song would like to make a perception check to see if anything was left behind by the suspect.
Sure.
What would warrant an investigation check?
You can tell me what you're looking for.
Well, I was trying to find like any sign of the person as well. I don't want to roll perception.
You can... $19. Okay, so when you're looking around, can you go back over there?
I was reading the chat.
I understand that it's echoing. So as you're looking around the area, in one of the alleyways beside this kind of circular clearing that Omelette stopped in, you find a heavy crossbow that has been ditched.
Oh shit, Song picks that shit up and she's just like looking at it, want it.
You can add it to your inventory if you would like. I don't know if a heavy crossbow is an actual thing or not. Let me make sure.
I don't think it. Wait, can Song even use it?
There is such thing as a heavy crossbow. You are not proficient in it and you have no ammo for it, but it is a thing.
Well, new thing for the store.
Tarkal looks at you.
She has now like 3 weapons that she's not proficient in.
It's very true.
It's okay.
I mean, for fuck's sake, she throws a fucking sword at somebody.
Yeah, because she's not proficient in using it.
Man, it's okay. One thing you find out about some characters is they
Recognize the person if they see them again.
Would Omelette recognize them again if they saw them again? Probably.
I'm surprised I sent the bird back up to take a look around.
Tarkal goes over to Omelette and pets her.
Okay.
Tells her good job.
Okay.
Let us know next time you see them.
Okay. Are you gonna make a perception check, Tarkal?
I have to.
If you want. I mean, like, you could try to explain something that you're looking for investigation. But if you're just making like a general observation, it's gonna be perception. Okay, so beside the crossbow in the alleyway is a wine cellar door with a padlock on it.
How would they lock it from the outside? Magic maybe? We live in a world of magic.
Hey guys, I found a padlock door. This might have something we need.
Can I press the button?
It's a padlock.
Song waddles
No,
over
do they
to
hear it?
It is unfortunately a very rusty padlock, so it is not shiny.
Nonetheless, Song takes the shiny key that she got from the arena and tries it.
Okay. Roll a D100.
Okay.
Okay, so it has an 11% chance of working.
Not gonna work.
It did not work. It does not fit.
Tarkal
And
just
of course,
goes
Gilgamesh does not have to be here.
She repockets her key, sadly.
Okay, so you try to open it.
Yeah, just to see.
Okay, so you try. The padlock is currently keeping it shut, but it moves. It's still shut. It only moves like a couple inches before it stops because of the padlock.
So someone could lock it from the inside.
Potentially.
You always just throw the Dragonborn at it.
You could probably do that.
This breaks the lock.
It is rusty. I wanna see what he does with it.
I just know if I hit it, there's gonna be no damage.
I mean,
I'm just gonna hit it with my mace.
alright, go for it. Make an attack roll on this poor forgiven lock.
I'll pay for that.
Hello, Jaden. Oh my god, dude. You You swing your mace down on top of this lock and it just shatters into 1,000 metal shards in the alleyway. The door is now unlocked.
Tarkal, is it lit inside?
No, it is dark inside. You have not even opened the door.
Tarkal opens the door and puts some of her dancing lights inside so we can see.
Okay, so it looks to be like a wine cellar on first glance. Because you're just standing in the alleyway looking in.
Song is extremely excited. Want it.
There are giant wine barrels along the wall. So there are not any wine bottles. But that probably won't stop you from figuring out some type of way.
Tarkal tries to stop and just listens to make sure she doesn't hear anything before they go down there.
You cut out.
I'm trying to make sure Song doesn't immediately jump in there, and she's just listening to hear if she hears any movement.
Okay, so you don't hear any movement coming from inside, and your attempt to stop Song failed. Song is already down there.
At least she can see. At least she can see.
She can see. The dancing lights are very nice. She can also smell that there is wine inside these barrels.
Yeah, Song's currently got one of her. She's got one of them in her mouth, like she's gnawing on the edge of the barrel.
Goes down and looks for any signs of other people down there.
There's a cork in the middle of the barrel that is more heavily scented with wine. That's for Song. What were you trying to do, Tarkal?
Look for signs of any other people.
Make an investigation check.
Song's trying to make sure that Dojima doesn't see when she goes to reach for the cork.
Make a sleight of hand check. So, for you, Tarkal, you can't really tell much about this place, other than it's a wine cellar and that it's used for this business that's above you. There's one set of staircase that leads upstairs, and that's kind of it that you can really make out in this area. Dojima is going to need to make a perception check to see if he notices your sleight of hand.
Tarkal yells at the gateway and asks him to go into the restaurant to see if he sees anybody, or if they're recognizes anybody.
Okay, Aceby's going to do that while this is transpiring. So as Song is reaching for this cork, very awkwardly, trying to make sure that you don't see it, Dojima, you turn around and you catch her halfway to it. You make direct eye contact, and that stops right there. Like there's this awkwardness between you and her, as she is very clearly about to do something she is not supposed to.
I grab the barrel out of her hand and pretty much pick her up. She's only like 3.5 foot.
Yeah.
And just pretty much hold her in my hand, like just by like the back of her shirt.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
so sorry for stealing that piece of candy when I was 8.
She immediately yells that. It's just kind of stuck in your grasp now. 8 Space gonna come back to the entrance of the dungeon. Oh, I'm sorry, not dungeon. It's very clearly not a dungeon. To the wine cellar, and kind of
That's clearly a dungeon. Dungeon of wines.
yells in that Omelet did not recognize anybody in the restaurant above.
I'm currently trying to kick.
Okay, roll for unarmed strike against his godlike armor class.
How do I do that?
It's gonna be exclamation point a space unarmed strike.
While this is happening, Tarkal immediately just calls out and goes into the store
And then ask if anybody came through here.
asking if anybody came through. But that's after all this.
So his armor class is 21. So you lash out with the little claw leggy thingies, and you just fall an inch short of being able to push off of his chest so that you can get free. What are you doing?
I went into the restaurant to ask if anybody came through here.
8 already asked for you because he had the foresight to do that. Nobody came through there.
She pays for the broken lock. She gives him 2 gold. And she just is like, you'll know what this means later.
Okay, you give the restaurant owner 2 gold to pay for the broken lock, and then
I don't tell them it's for the broken lock.
yes, that's what you're paying them for, and you don't tell them that, and you just leave.
Song is kind of irritated now, so she's making obnoxious sounds like bring, 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 bring.
You start making the bell noises to try to irritate the shit out of Dojima.
Eller had to hold a big shot while we head outside.
Make a strength check?
Oh god damn it, he's gonna break my brain beak.
Well, no. I'm just gonna see if he actually can keep it closed.
Tarkal kind of
back to the little thing and just
looks down there. Is anybody else gonna look for anything?
I'm babysitting at the moment.
Have you seen anything yet? Well, I will call
Nix and Bear are back with the guy.
It's just us 4.
So you're trying to keep her beak shut. You're doing a pretty good job for the most part, but every once in a while she can get out a really obnoxious sound.
Tarkal notices what's happening and just immediately starts looking around again for anything.
You're gonna try again?
Song is now reaching for Tarkal and making crying noises.
Your baby is crying for you.
Tarkal
goes over and picks up Song like a baby. Kind of like
Tarkal like smacks Dojima's hand, but not in a violent way. In a more stop touching her, and just grabs Song. We can't actually take this wine. I'm sorry. The answer's not always going to be yes.
Want it.
We'll get some wine from upstairs.
So Song is now healthy.
Has wine. She bought wine like 4 nights.
Tarkal hands Song to 8 Go get this child some wine.
Are you gonna come with 8 upstairs?
No, I'm trying to find where this person's report is.
Is Song going to come upstairs with 8 or is she still gonna pout?
I mean, Song is... Yeah, Song's going upstairs.
Okay. So you and 8 go upstairs, and you talk to the same Rishtonir. Again, this is the 3rd time that someone's talked to him now. This time you actually ask for wine. And just because he is irritated from fucking talking to these people who have not bought anything so far and only paid him 2 gold for something he doesn't even know happened, he just gives you a bottle of wine for free.
Oh, hells yeah!
And then he looks you dead in your eyes and says, "Get out."
Song says winning, and then she walks out.
Winning! Okay, so Song and 8-Spade come back downstairs. The Tarkal and Dojima. Song now having a bottle of wine.
Song is kind of drinking the wine.
Okay, make a Constitution save.
Tarkal is getting progressively more frustrated because she knows she's missing something at this point.
Ooh, a 6? That's some pretty dank wine. You are pretty tipsy now.
Is Sam an alcoholic?
Oh wait, told you shouldn't have given it to her.
Kenyana, can you do me a favor? Can you open my stream and see if you can hear everyone else?
No.
Does anyone else aside from Tarkal want to make an investigation check, considering she already failed her first one and I'm not going to let her do another one?
What is it? Investigation?
Yes.
You're drunk.
I will do it.
Since you are tipsy, it will be with disadvantage. Well, you see a set of stairs and a whole bunch of wine barrels, and that's about all you can see, Song. Oh my god.
That was worse.
Dojima, you are really concerned about Song getting more wine out of the barrels. So you decidedly ignore any type of investigation work and just make sure that she's not going to get any near the barrels. 8-Spade is your last hope.
Song will.
So, what was your answer, Kenyana?
No.
You can't hear everyone else? Huh. Well, that sucks.
What happened now?
Apparently, you can't hear anyone else.
We've been silenced.
I'm not too worried about it. We'll just keep going. So, for the first time, 8-Spade makes his way down into the basement cellar area.
I rolled in the wrong area. Can I try again?
You're not trying again.
Even though I rolled in
You failed your first investigation check. I'm not going to give you another one. 8-Spade's going to help you. Don't worry. He got a 20. Because apparently his investigation is +5. So 8-Spade comes down. He looks around for a second. And he looks down on the ground. And you can visibly see there is dust on the staircase between the restaurant and the wine cellar, as if they don't often use the wine cellar. A lot of the wine that they probably have upstairs does what they need to, and they don't have to come down here to get anything. There is one section of the room in the back, but in the middle, not in one of the corners, behind one of the barrels, and you can very clearly see where the dust has been disturbed in a straight trail and path. And 8-Spade points this out to all of you.
I follow it and then I put my ear to the door to see if I hear anything.
So you follow the trail. There is a wooden trap door in the floor behind this barrel. You put your ear to it and you don't hear anything.
You want to go in?
Spade can do whatever you want him to do.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, is everyone ready for me to open this door? If it opens.
Song is ready.
Sure. So we can go for it.
Tarkal cautiously opens the door and makes sure the light is shining immediately.
Okay, so this door is unlocked. Awkwardly, whomever put this door here thought that the padlock would really be the only thing between you and it, so they don't lock this one. So you open it, and you shine the light down. It is a ladder, and as far as the light can reach, it's just straight ladder.
Tarkal leads the way down.
You're okay. You're gonna just start going down this ladder.
At least Tarkal, since she has the light.
Okay.
And so we can see what bottom has that.
Okay. So you start crawling down this ladder. It's literally just a big enough hole in the ground for this ladder to be in, so it's kind of claustrophobic. You travel down the ladder for 10 minutes before you can finally see the floor. It's a rocky floor, and it stops because you can't really see out of the hole much. To see more, you would have to get to the very bottom of the ladder and actually look around, because you only have like a hole big enough for you to be standing in, looking down, basically.
Tarkal goes ahead and makes the rest of the way down, and immediately like looks around, because if it took this long, this person's probably not far off.
Okay, so you... God, I'm sorry. You get to the bottom of this tunnel that was going down with the ladder, and are greeted by another tunnel that splits off in 3 directions: left, straight, and to the right. It's all cobblestone. It has been hand carved, so this is clearly man-made, and there is no light other than what you are providing, so you can only see 120 feet down either path.
Tarkal looks, and she like just looks and kind of calls up if they can hear her.
You're pretty far down, but since it's a straight shot, they can hear you.
There's three options. And I don't know if we would catch up unless you guys go down each by yourself.
Can I do an insight check to see if I have kind of intuition in this moment?
And do an investigation. Insight's like true feelings behind someone. Investigation would be more along the lines of maybe there's a clue. So these tunnels are pretty frequently used, but on the left tunnel is a dingy looking black cloak that has been discarded. It's just been hurriedly thrown in like a little bit of a crevice that's been carved into the rock. It was attempted to be hidden, but it is there. So that probably is a better choice.
The song begins to make her way down the ladder.
Okay. It's a pretty easy climb. It's a pretty rigid ladder, and you just watch Tarkal do it, and you weigh less than her, so you easily make it down to the bottom where Tarkal has just now found that black dingy cloak.
Tarkal tries to grab it before Song sees it, so that she doesn't want it. And she puts
Come
it in her
down.
backpack
I come
and
down as well.
she can use it.
Okay, Dojima also gets to the bottom, and you have taken and stuffed the cloak hurriedly into your bag, with your bag like in front of you on the ground, so Song only sees you stuffing something into your bag.
Tarkal looks at everybody and is just like, they likely went down this tunnel, the one that's like where the cloak was. I'm not sure if we can catch up to them. So I'm open to either trying, or we can just go back and deal with Steven.
We don't have much options.
Well, either you continue or you go back. I mean, or you could just stand here. I don't really care.
I mean, one of us can push forward to keep looking while the rest go back and deal with Steven.
Tarkal and they will volunteer since they have they have omelet.
To do what?
Omelet would be the one to be able to recognize the lady or man, whatever they are.
So they're continuing?
Yeah, just the two of them. 2.5. It's a test team.
So I'll just try to go with Tarkal.
Tarkal is okay with this. Dojima's just the best to interrogate. He can get the info.
Alright. We'll head back and deal with... I can head back and deal with Steven, and then we'll try to catch back. We'll try to head back here and take the tunnel back. Or try to catch up.
Okay. So everyone's going back.
No, I'm going back. They're going through the tunnel.
Okay. No problem. Dojima, it's a pretty easy jog back. It's not hard to do that.
Tarkal grabs Song's hand as they start going down the tunnel. They move kind of quickly though, because they want to try to catch up.
What? Are you enjoying the banter?
I didn't see it until now. I didn't realize that they were torturing a fucking man. Or what are you trying to do, Kenyatta?
We're running down the tunnel, and we're just running until we see a sign or a person.
Okay. I gotta fill out the D10s.
Baby was taking pictures of me while I was changing her diaper yesterday.
Oh, that's nice. Who wants to roll the D10?
I did it last time, so I'll let somebody do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Fat F. So, as you're running down this tunnel, all three of you, you're trying to catch up to this person who is clearly taking this path. You come across this cavern, which has a very beautiful waterfall flowing through it from up above, and the sunlight is hitting it in just the right way. That it's a very serene scene. And over the actual cavern itself, where the waterfall falls down into, is a rope bridge that is now dangling on the far side because it has been on your side because it has been cut on the far side opposite you. There's currently no way to get across unless you can come up with some type of way. It is about a 15-foot gap between you and the other side.
Well, they must have heard us and we didn't hear them.
Or just done it as a precaution.
I do not think any of us have skills in clearing. Is 8 capable of anything?
I think I missed what you said, but there's like a gap now that we gotta go.
Yeah, 15-foot gap that is currently between you and the other side. The bridge has been cut and it's kind of dangling in front of you now. So either you have lost the trail here, or you may potentially come up with some type of creative way that I did not think about that you can get across.
Is there a clear sight to the end of the tunnel at this point?
No. The tunnel keeps going on the other side.
And it's just like a big cavern.
Yeah, that has cut kind of between the tunnel. Like while they were digging this tunnel, they just so happened to run into this cavern.
How wide, tall is this tunnel?
The tunnel that you're standing in before it gets to the cavern is 10 feet wide, 8 foot tall. Okay.
So where, since she's seen it fall down before, she points the end that would be long ways towards the other side.
Okay.
And she lets off her belt. I'm not imitating that.
1 moment. Yeah, it's 24 feet long. So as you let out this obnoxious belch, which echoes throughout this cavern, by the way, because it's nice and wide open, you watch as the boat unfolds and miraculously makes up the 15-foot gap between you and the other side of the tunnel. It is safe to walk on, but you have noticed before, whenever you defold it, it kind of defolds to the middle of the structure. So you will need to kind of figure out how you're going to get the boat back unless it falls.
We could probably use omelet. It's not too heavy, right?
It is, when it's folded, is 12 inches, 6 inches wide, and yeah, omelet could probably get it. So yeah, you could do that too. I think you could use omelet. So yeah, you've successfully built a fucking bridge that I didn't think you'd be able to do. So it is safe to cross. Who would like to go first?
Tarkal wants to leave, but she also wants to make. She goes up first so that we can make sure Song can actually get into the boat.
So you're going first, Tarkal.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna use 8 space as a leverage.
For what?
Do we not have to climb into it?
It's a pretty big boat.
Yeah, but I thought we had to climb into the boat.
Yeah, you do. but it's only like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay, so we don't have to help Song up.
Yeah.
Alright, so I still use Facebook.
Okay.
Then I help Song up, and then we can get up on him. He's big enough.
Okay, so all three of you clamber up into the boat. You can now cross.
We do that.
Alright, so you all get across. You're now safely on the other side, where the bridge has been freshly cut. And there is now a 24-foot boat bridge still behind you.
Turquoise stops real quick, and then she thinks, and she goes back real fast, and then she grabs the drawbridge, and kind of like eases it across to see if she can potentially tie it back, so they don't have to do this again.
Okay, repeat that again.
I go back to the other side real quick to like lift up the drawbridge and like go back. Like I don't know if it's too small for me to grab it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a strength check if you're trying to pick the bridge up. It's a pretty heavy bridge. It's a... Okay, so you can do it with advantage. It's a rope and wooden bridge that's 15 feet long, so it's got some heft to it, but you might be able to pick it up. So, with the help of Song and 8-Bay, you manage to just slowly pick the bridge up, and you've now got the two ends in your hand, and you can try to mend it on the other side so it's straight again somehow.
Tarkal waits until the boats fold to try to tie it back. She tells Speed to have Omelet catch the boat before it falls into the cavern.
Song does her magic word to get the boat to kind of fold up. And as it's starting to fold, the Omelet soars off of 8-Bay's shoulder and grabs onto it so it doesn't get lost. Omelet flies back around and drops it into Song's hands so that she can keep her folding boat. And you manage to somewhat tie the bridge back together. You're not a sailor, so it's just a couple... Yeah, go for it. See if you can get past a couple double knots. It's just two double knots. It might hold, it might not. It's kind of rickety. It might work in your favor, it might not. Who knows? It's a very bad looking knot. You might know how to fix this, you might not.
Can Song have an advantage just because of her frustration at how bad Tarkal did?
No.
Oh god.
Yeah, it looks pretty sturdy to you. That's a good knot.
Alright. I guess we'll do this.
Tarkal kind of looks at it and she's like, we'll worry about this when we come back. And then they keep going. And then she just goes back and start going down.
On 8-Bay.
Looks at 8-Bay. Can you do anything?
He adds one more double knot for good measure.
We'll do that with advantage next time. We're not on the same page.
So now do you guys want to continue chasing? Alright.
Song's pointing and walking ahead. That's not what she says. That's what she says. She said probably more along the lines of kick some ass.
This fuels Tarkal a lot of like, even though it wasn't a bardic inspiration, she feels like it was, so she like runs down the cave.
Who wants to roll a d10 this time?
8 space.
8 will roll the d10 then. Congratulations. That actually worked out for you. So, as you're booking it down this tunnel, you guys manage to just catch yourselves and stop short of a light source that is coming from up ahead. You can make out the sound of heavy panting as someone is just sitting there panting.
Tarkal does not stop running, and she runs past them and like stands in front of them and is like, "Stop!"
They're sitting on a rock, currently heavily panting already. They were already stopped. You're just now standing in front of them.
Tarkal is also heavily panting.
Song would like to run over to where Tarkal is as well.
Okay, you're all three now standing in front of this person who is heavily panting in front of you. Are you going to attempt diplomacy, or are you going to murder this person?
I think diplomacy.
Who?
Tarkal looks at Omelet to see if Omelet recognizes this person.
Omelet recognizes this person.
How's it going?
Hold on. Who would like to roll a d10?
Who's turn is it? Who's on it?
I don't think it's us.
No, it's for us. It's for Song, Tarkal, or 8bay.
We have to roll a d10 again?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess it's my turn then.
sure. Ugh.
God damn it.
So, as Tarkal is yelling at this guy to stop in the name of justice, and then breathing heavily, he looks up, sweats, decides it's not fucking worth it, and gets up and starts booking it again with torch in his hand. He gets about 10 feet away from you all, and then just eats the fucking cobblestone floor as he falls over. He is way too tired to be running right now. He is 10 feet away and currently prone.
Tarkal looks really concerned and gives him some water. But like it's freezing them.
Yeah, I don't know how. Okay.
Put the immovable rod in them.
Okay, Song takes out the immovable rod and sets it on their lap and clicks it. Also holds a knife over their head if they decide to actually hit the button.
Okay, so you put this immovable rod on top of this guy so he can no longer get up and move. He is being cradled by Tarkal, who has given him water. He is pretty grateful for the water, and he is still breathing heavily, but in between breaths, he kind of looks up at you and basically asks you to kill him.
Only if you tell me who you work for.
That's a very bad deal, but
Well, you either die here and stay alive, or die here and nothing.
roll persuasion, I guess, or intimidation, whichever one you're trying to roll for. So, what are you trying to persuade him to do?
Pretty much just tell us what we want to know.
What do you want to
I
know?
actually don't want to know who he works for.
Okay. Are you ready for who he works for?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you are, though.
I think it's either going to be the Tea Party or it's going to be Grocery. I don't think it's decided.
I work for a customs official named Barry.
I thought you were gonna throw us a curveball.
Hey.
You guys let him go.
They let him go?
Yeah. He promised to turn over a new leaf in his life, and you let him go.
I didn't know they let him go. I wasn't paying attention.
We're letting him go. I thought.
No, Barry got let go. He has just admitted to you that he is working for Barry.
Tarkov stares for a second. Then she's like, can you trust that bastard? She looks at him. Do you actually want to die right now? Because there are options.
Either you're gonna kill me or they are. Might as well get it over with.
Is it because you failed?
Of course. I was supposed to kill that rat. What?
Steven hasn't told us anything.
Tarkov kind of looked at him and was like, should we kill him? We usually don't need a killing here.
Song is just looking back at her phone. He says,
Oh, good. I'm glad you have that word in your fucking vocabulary. No. She said no.
I don't think you should say you do. Do you want like a new identity?
They're gonna find me. It's alright.
Tarkov kind of like put some dirt on his face. What about now?
H-Bay kind of... It's...
What are we doing?
H-Bay takes Tarkal away from him and kind of like pushes you over to Song so that you can like turn Song around so she doesn't see. And then 8-Space slits his throat.
The second Tarkov realizes what's happening, she does follow suit and just stand Tarkov. Stand Song up. Don't forget the rod. And they start walking back.
8-Space has the rod. He gives the rod back to... He gives the rod back to Song.
so is this man making any death noises?
He is currently gargling on his own blood, but you already know that sound. Yes, because it mimics the same sound that someone makes while drowning.
Fair enough.
How was your wine part? Song before?
Song had already drank all her bottles, so she doesn't have it anymore. So and she has her fancy bottle. She was saving that for wine.
Is Song drunk enough to not care?
She's tipsy.
Enough to not hear.
Roll a d2, Moogle. Wine sounds pretty good right now. But you are tipsy, and you would rather not drink more to the point that you get blackout. So you can pass.
No, I mean, is she drunk enough to care about the person obviously dying in the background?
Oh, well, she didn't even see the man die in the first place, so she just kind of heard something happening, but in her bird brain, it was someone drowning.
Okay. Tarkov is worried about the trauma.
I don't think Song's gonna have the trauma.
Oh, Song knows what dying people are like. She's seen it before. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's seen people kill people before.
Yes. I'm not too worried about you having trauma.
For her, Tarkov song is still a small bird, even though Tarkov does know that songs are used for a lot. For her, it's still a small bird. Must protect. It's a fair dynamic. But we're just heading back down. Do we have to do anything?
So
Going back.
you're gonna go back over the bridge, right?
I kind of look at the bridge.
Okay.
And, like, I shake it, but not like go on it. I just kind of see if anything gets loose from a little shake.
Who wants to roll a d10 this time?
It's my turn.
Go for it. So as you put your foot on it to see if it's gonna hold, it collapses out from underneath you, and you kind of shake over the edge for a little bit before 8-Spade pulls you back so that you don't fall over with it. And now it is on the other side of the ravine again. Well, I'm sorry. You try to grab it, and it slips out of your hand because it kind of happened suddenly, and you really thought that those knots were going to hold.
Tarkov kind of looks really sad about it. And he accepts it. And looks at Song. Sorry, can we do the boat again?
If it worked the first time, it'll probably work this time, so.
But it is her boat.
You also have an immovable rod.
Is it long enough?
I mean, you could monkey bar with it.
No.
Jump, push button, jump, push button at the same time.
Yeah, no. Please no monkey bars. You don't need another technical actual death.
Let's see. How long is the fishing net?
You could.
I mean, is it wrapped around your leg though?
I mean, it's in my backpack. I'm assuming the whole thing's in my backpack because I had time to rearrange my stuff.
And yes, we were going for the 4-man. But technically, it was all very.
Anyway, how long is my fishing net?
Longer than 15 feet?
Okay. Was the bridge held up with like little pegs?
Yeah, they're about like 4 feet high. They're pretty bulky. They'd be able to hold some pretty good weight.
Yeah, is it possible we can get Omelet to take some of it to, like we hold half of it and have Omelet fly over, or is it going to be too heavy for her?
Ooh. She's gonna have to make a strength check. And,
You know what? Song's just gonna listen to call and take him to the boat. Do the thing.
the rope is too heavy for her to take across.
Is H-Space strong enough to take that pot?
What?
If 8-Spay can make a 15-foot jump, but that's pretty fucking far.
I don't know, but I was just saying. He can throw one end of the rope over there.
It's alright, we got the boat. We're doing this. Song sets it up, belches. Let's do this.
Rinse and repeat.
I was about to say, if you're streaming, I could actually do the belt if you want.
Oh, I'm good.
I don't think they can actually hear you guys, unfortunately. But I don't know how to fucking fix it. And it's already 10:20, so I'm not too worried about fixing it. So yeah, you set up your boat. Same setup as before. A nice large 24-foot fucking boat fills up the 15-foot gap, and you can now use 8-Spay to get on top of it again like you did before. And meander on across. And then Omelet is going to retrieve the boat after you speak your wonderful command phrase. And you can now continue about your day. Alright. Where are you guys going? There are 2 other routes that you could potentially explore if you would like. Or you can go back up and you can go try to find Dojima and everyone else.
Is there an incentive to explore?
If you guys want to. I mean, I don't give a shit what you do.
But is there a reason that Purple or Song would have interested in doing that?
No. Technically not.
Alright,
You-
so Purple is going to
So I'm kind of curious.
So what do you do?
Well, Song sees Tarkle heading up the ladder, but she decides to build it the next time.
Oh my god.
So-
Everyone following behind Song. Like, legit, get a child harness on her.
At this point, I'm looking out for traps just in case.
So you start heading down the middle or right tunnel.
Middle.
Okay. So thankfully your companion has decided to come with you because she has the light. You start heading down this middle tunnel and you get about 150 feet down the tunnel before you come to a dead end. And at the end of this dead end is about 5 crates with a kind of explosion insignia drawn on them.
Song would like to open up the crate and see if there's any explosives inside.
You open up one of the crates and there are some bundles of old-timey looking TNT together. 3 sticks on a bundle.
You should not have
Song
not
takes one and
let her
secretly
have
put it in
that.
her backpack.
Make a sleight of hand check. Tarkal, make a perception check. Oh, easy, Moogle. You slide one of the bundles straight into your backpack before Tarkal can even catch up to you, really. So when she finally catches up to you, it's almost like you have just opened the crate, and she is none the wiser about the fact that you have a bundle of TNT now in your backpack.
Those explosives. She also grabs the bundle.
Okay, that's fine.
You think she should grab some more songs?
Song looks up at her and says, "Yes."
Tarkov answer one and then grabs another one.
Okay, so you now have 2 bundles of TNT.
You grab TNT just in case we say.
Okay, so you now have 6 bundles of TNT.
Wait, so we both grabbed one each. So she thinks I only have one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So, whatever bundles you have, that's what they do.
Song would like to remember what the symbol on the crate is.
Okay. It's a pretty like basic just explosion-esque effect around it's like circle with a fuse coming out of it.
We should check the other tunnel just in case. Tarkov looks around one more time and make sure there's nothing else interesting over here.
No, just crates of explosives. You could probably come down here anytime and grab some of these.
Tarkov grabs Song's hand to go down the other tunnel.
Okay.
So was the crate symbol like?
Here, I got you.
Do you recognize it for anything, or?
Like, story-wise? No. It was just like a general warning sign that was on the outside of the crate.
When we go down the next tunnel, we're going down excited, but still cautious.
Okay.
Well, not always. It's safe turn to roll, by the way.
Yeah. God damn it. So you managed to come down this side of the path. You come across. You come across. Oh my god! Another ladder that goes up, and upon taking this ladder up, it basically does the same exact thing that the other ladder does. It looks the same exact way. It leads to another wine cellar, except this wine cellar doesn't have barrels of wine. It has racks and racks of bottles, and inside of the bottles are very high grade whiskey of various different brands.
Don't put on your head. Don't crack it on the ground.
So is it higher than the stuff that we've had in the inn?
Yes, this is the more wealthy area of town. Like this would be considered middle class, basically.
Does Song realize this?
You can. How do you want to tell?
Tarkov kind of tightens her grip on Song's hand just in case.
She's Song's looking at it just to try to figure it out.
Okay, perception check.
We don't fucking sacrifice my funds just so that way if we get into anything, Jesus Christ, could empty my money.
Tarkal kind of whispers to Ace and asks him to see if we can get out of here and see if there's a store above us.
Okay, so on the label, it says genuine high proof whiskey. And from your very expansive alcoholic knowledge, the higher the proof, the better the quality.
Song is pretty pity about this. Looks up at Tarkal and she holds up her empty glass, or empty bottle from earlier. And she goes to put it on the shelf and swap it with another one. Is that for me or oh that's for Barry? Seems like I'm not gonna see if you got it.
So you put the empty bottle of wine in a bottle of whiskey's place. So now you have a bottle of high grade whiskey.
I'd like to put it towards the back so it doesn't get noticed right away.
Yeah, you can do that.
Tarkal looks, but she doesn't stop it from happening because at least she replaced it.
So puts his bottle back into her, or puts the fresh bottle in her bag.
Okay. Both Dojima and Nyx notice Veri trying to steal this guy's money. It's pretty obvious.
Can we get out of here, or do we have to go back?
You can get out of here. It's kind of set up the same exact way that the other one is. There's a set of stairs that go up into the restaurant itself, and there's a set of stairs that goes into an alleyway.
We try to get out the alleyway way.
Okay, so you go to the door and you try to test it, and it moves pretty free. There doesn't seem to be a lock on this one.
We come out, but like Tarkal is like acting like confused, just in case.
Okay, you come out into the alley, and to your left is the dead end of the alley where another building starts, and to your right is a high fence that is made out of wood. It's about 10 feet high that blocks you from the main street. So you can kind of gather that because there's a fence here, they didn't need to actually lock their cellar.
Is there any way for us to get out the alley and switch between the houses?
No, you need to go through the fence, basically.
So there is a way through the fence.
Well, you're gonna have to find out a way through the fence. It's gated, so it there's a hinge there, but it's locked.
Is the top of the gate sharp or anything?
No, it's flat. You could try to climb up 10 feet. You might need some help.
Yeah, his song motions to climb.
Okay. How do you want to climb? You just want to like step on 8-space hands and go up, or do you want to try some like fancy ass acrobatic shit?
Acrobatics, of course.
Okay, make an acrobatics check with advantage because 8-space is going to help. Ooh. You get a nice running start. and you jump off of 8 space hands, and you attempt like a side wall of the building before getting to the fence to kind of help go up, and your little bird foot hits the edge of the wall and you lose all traction and just kind of slide down it slowly. You don't get hurt or anything, but you did not get over the fence.
I'm just like laying on the grass looking at the sky now.
All I picture is the squirrel head filming.
Turtle looks at Song and then looks at the gate again, and she's just like, maybe you should go back. I think they're great things.
Do you want to inspect the gate a little further before you just give up?
Turtle looks at the gate again and sees if there's anything else they can do, because she knows she can't climb it.
Make an investigation check.
While all this is going on, Song gets up and she wanders around the area, just trying to see if there's anything interesting in the area she would notice.
So you're inspecting the alleyway, basically?
Yeah.
No, it's just an alleyway. Nothing really interesting about it. The actual like door handle for the gate kind of jiggles up and down a little bit. Like it's well worn. It's still locked, but it jiggles.
Turtle jiggles it and sees if she can get it loose like that.
Okay, make a strength check. Okay, so your incessant jiggling up and down eventually breaks the door handle off, and the mechanism for the lock is exposed now. So you could literally reach in and grab the pins and pull down on them to open the gate.
Quick question, is the window across the lake open or not?
It is currently closed.
Okay.
Turtle registers in his 3 goals.
Like right next to, on the inside of the gate.
Okay, you do that. You are now on the main streets of Aquarin, a couple dozen blocks away from where you originally were.
You said Akron, I'm like, holy shit, we live like an hour away from there.
Aquarin, 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 like aqua with a rin at the end of it.
This entire time I've been pronouncing it Aquarian.
Oh, well, that sounds a lot better. We should probably go with that.
I thought it was Aquarian the whole time too.
Okay, let's use Aquarian.
Turtle looks around to find signs so that they can kind of know where they're at.
You're a few dozen blocks away from their northern docks, a couple blocks away from the original restaurant that you went in through. So you kind of have a general idea.
Song would like to know what building she just took the fancy whiskey from for future reasons.
Okay. This is called the Gentleman Jack. It is a whiskey tasting bar. Yes.
Turtle kind of just starts walking back towards the dock.
So you're headed back toward the docks.
Yeah, there's no need for us to go the other way.
Okay.
Couldn't you realistically go to see what, check up with the...
You don't know where they are.
That's
Yeah,
what I
we
was
don't know
saying.
that.
So you can make it back to the northern docks pretty easily. There is currently, however, no sign of your companions.
Tarkov just stands there looking kind of defeated.
Ooh.
Song wonders if maybe the fish lady from her dreams can guide her to her friends.
Okay.
I feel like Song has a patron, but not intentionally.
Make a religion check.
Okay.
Since we're now colliding back up with each other, Nyx is gonna walk back downstairs. Well, no, is it a one story or is it a two story?
One story.
Okay. So Nyx would walk back to the front of the house and open the door because again, well, no, it was kicked wide open. She just walk out and sit outside and legit howl.
Okay. So, Moogle, you kind of focus to your core for a moment on all the wonderful fish goddess dreams that you've had before. You don't know her name, but you definitely know her face, and you definitely remember the scent of the fish that she has smacked you with. She kind of comes to you in your inner mind, and she just face palms with the fish, and then points with the open hand, and you have a general direction of which way to go now.
Song starts walking in that direction, no question asked. She believes in everything.
And then Nyx just keeps howling until like she's out of breath, and then she'll start howling again.
So, Tarkal, you don't know where the fuck Song is going, but you do notice that as you are going, the howling is getting closer.
Our little Song is so talented.
Eventually, you and Song can find Nyx standing out in front of a home howling.
As soon as I see them, I just stop. And then I kind of just get up and point with my paw to go inside.
Tarkov does that.
Song runs up to pet the
I'm actually a direwolf, so I might be a little bit bigger than you.
direwolf. She goes to pet the direwolf.
She accepts the pet, and all you see is this big tail with her wagging.
What is that? The tread. Like, you can't see the tread marks, but you can see the outline of people walking out there.
Am I entering a situation where I don't
Yeah. So there are shoe prints out there. They're just not tread prints. So you can't like match that up.
But do they go into the next house, or do they just go out?
They just go out back to the main street.
Are we outside?
Yes.
Is the mud like swamp mud?
No, it's kind of firm. This was during one of those times where it was raining just slightly a couple nights ago. So that's why there's mud that was here. It's kind of dried up kind of now.
Is there like any like plants that are stuck in mud?
No. Just kind of regular old mud. You look at the window and the lock is still broken. It's still broken in a way that it doesn't look broken. But the actual window itself is intact.
I go around the it goes around the side of the house where the muddy footprints are, but she avoids the footprints not to fuck with them. And she just kind of gets like, she starts sniffing it a little bit more, so that way she actually gets a deeper, like, better hold of the scent that they have.
Okay. You're starting to get the hang of their scent. You could probably try to find like a fabric of clothing or something with that scent on it, and you would recognize it, and you would be able to follow it. You just need something a little bit more substantial than their lingering scent.
I look around on, I start looking around on the sides of like there's any fences or around houses to see if there's any like little bits of fabric that may have been torn off.
Okay, make an investigation check for that with advantage because you're a wolf. While she's currently looking around, 8 is going to catch up everyone who was not with them about their adventures down in the cave, leaving out the fact that he murdered someone.
What emphasizes the fact it was Barry?
Yes, Barry was in fact the person that hired this man to assassinate Stephen. Yeah, you smell great.
I got a 10.
So your investigation looking for some type of cloth or fabric has not turned up any cloth or fabric, unfortunately. You have, however, managed to find a crowbar that has been discarded, whether intentionally or not, about 15 feet away from the window.
I will sniff the crowbar.
Okay.
To see if that gives me a richer scent.
It has definitely yielded you a much richer scent. This is probably the crowbar that was used to kind of pry open the lock. And you can now probably trace out the scent to wherever these people were.
What does it smell like?
It smells like 2 sweaty men.
Is it like more is it more ocean scent based or?
It is not crab people. That's a definite, so you can rule that out. Your 2 possibilities left for parties involved in this are either the Sirens, the Standing Police Force, or the Rebellion, the Tea Party.
Tarkal offers the cook she has to see if they can help discern.
Okay.
Tarkal bringing the crowbar with her.
What happened?
Okay.
So go figure. So she was going to Tarkal the crowbar, and then she would start sniffing the cloak.
Okay, so you hand Tarkal the crowbar, and you start sniffing the cloak. So you were privy to the fact that 8 caught you up on the situation, and you know that the person who this cloak belonged to was working for the Sirens in some way, shape, or form, specifically Barry, the customs official. The scent off of this cloak is more of a match towards the scent of the crowbar than something that the Tea Party would have. It's a reasonable assertion that the people who have held the crossbow to Stephen in the middle of the night were also members of the standing police force.
Oddly enough, Nick would actually be drawn towards the crossbow in Song's bag.
Yeah, because you get a pretty good scent off of that. So it's all coming together.
Yeah, all Song sees is just the head of Direwolf in her bag, just sniffing at the crossbow.
Yeah, you are doing that.
Crossbow to get her out of the bag.
Roll perception, Fox. Okay, so while you're digging around in the bag, looking for this crossbow and sniffing it, you have come across a scent that you've only smelled once before after a bombing of a home across the street from a shop that you've opened, and that is the scent of explosives. There is currently 2 bundles of explosives in Moogle's bag as you are digging through it.
You just the bag just she just starts growling inside the bag.
Song, there's a dire wolf that is growling that has now come out of your bag.
Song just pulls out the crossbow and gives it to the dire wolf and takes my bag and goes sit in the corner with it.
You do that. The dire wolf now has a crossbow. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So what we've determined thus far is that Stephen was forced to sign for the shipment by 2 men that are working for the Sirens. He signed for the shipment. They attempted to have these gnomes imported for whatever reason. What project they have going on, according to the gnomes, something to do with mining. And then, because Stephen failed, they were going to try to tie up some loose ends. So Barry, the customs official, hired an assassin working for the Sirens to come kill him, who also failed and is no longer a potential threat to Aquarin. So, currently not looking too good on the Sirens end. I think that's a relatively good stopping point for tonight. We've found out quite a bit of information.
And now Nick knows that it's very Tarkal and Song have explosives now because he knows the set.
Yeah, it's kind of emanating pretty well. Does anyone have any questions?
Are we going home after this?
Yeah, we should go back to the end. Because I'm out of wild shapes now, technically speaking.
We probably should go back to Barry.
We probably should.
Just stay in your wild shape box. Don't come out of it unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah, but depending on what time of day it is, I only have like a full 24 hours to stay in wild shape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though it is like midday because when we left the dock it was probably right around 10.
It's kind of like 1 or 2 right now.
Yeah, so I would actually have until 1 tomorrow before I change back.
What I'm saying is we're not going to end the day early. That's kind of...
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to keep time of when my wild shape run out.
I mean, don't rely at all on your wild shape. You've got spells too, so...
I know, but my wild shape is better. Especially since everybody failed this trade check.
There's more than one way to crack an egg.
Like, I could have gone for the grapple again. You didn't have to go into the wolf one.
I literally pray to a fish goddess to find you. I think we can find solutions to everything.
The fish goddess might have to play a like super prominent role now. It was a joke originally, but it's gonna be coming in pretty heavily.
Song's Patreon now.
What you guys don't know is Song is actually a paladin.
That'd be awesome.
Alright, that said, I am going to get off.
She's by far the worst paladin I've ever
Did you make a note? Know where we stopped at?
Hey,
I
I've
did.
killed more people than you have, probably. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
What's your AC at, Bree?
Shut up!
Good night, everyone.
At least I can use my